I'm glad there was a day when I was in a little troubled sea and my life was wrecked.
Helping God.
And that Lord came along.
Amen.
And He rescued me.
Yes.
He changed the things in my life, changed the way I walked, the way I talked, the way I lived, and give me a hope and a joy and a peace that I cannot find in this world that I'm living in now. So just know that here, we've got things that we can do to maybe put a little temporary joy in our life, but after a while it's going to go away. Because there's nothing in this world here that can satisfy the soul, the place that belongs to God. There's nothing in this world that can satisfy what God owns. And if you're trying to be satisfied through the world today, if you're trying to find that peace that you need, then you're going to have to let the world go and take hold of God's hand and say, Lord, I need you.
Amen.
Because without Him we can do nothing. We're nothing within ourselves, but Lord, what a great love that He shares for us. What a great peace that He can put in our life. Does that mean, Brother John, that I'm not going to have any more problems, no more trials, no more troubles? No, it don't mean you're not going to have any more problems or troubles or trials or any of that. But it does mean that as you're walking down that road and things begin to get in your way and trouble you and bother you, things that you don't know how to handle or what to do with, that there's a God that will reach down and promise. He's not ever forsake you. I'll never leave you alone. And when you all walk in those places that you just feel like that there's no hope, that this God that loves you so much will come down and wrap His arms around you, many times pick you up and carry you rather than you have to walk. We serve an awesome God tonight. We serve a God that loves beyond any type of love we've ever known. Well, I can do something wrong to somebody down here on this earth, and you do something makes somebody a little bit mad, and some of them can forgive you after a little while, but all this life here, people want to take whatever you do to them or whatever you said, and they want to just take it and wring it out of you, just keep it all curled up and held against you the rest of your life. Not realizing that man can change. Not realizing that, Brother Bird, that the old man I used to be, maybe things that I did back then that hurt people or made people mad, they want to still hold it against you. But, I'm glad that God made a new man. He created a new person. And God has forgiven me for anything I've ever done and all that I've ever done. Amen. And He loves me, and He's taught me how to love you. Amen. And to be good to each and every one of you. Praise God. You just pray for me tonight. I've got a little bit of a coffee situation that I'm trying to deal with. But, I know it sounded pretty funny up there trying to sing a while ago when you're trying to sing those songs. And remember, reminded you of George Jones, Brother Burns. He used to sing, and y'all trying to sing through his nose, but you just pray for me that God will help and get your family out. You got your Bibles with you. If you would, stand tonight, turn to Luke chapter 12. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, Luke chapter 12. We're going to be reading verses 16 through 32. Verse 16. Now we're reading about a man here that had everything. Thought he had everything he needed. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this I will do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and all my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself, and is not rich towards God. And he said unto his disciples, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, drink, neither for the body what ye shall put on. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the raven, well, they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and God feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? And which of you, with taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? If ye then be not able to do that thing which is least, why take ye thought for the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow, and toil not. They spin not, and yet they say unto you. And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If then God so clothed the grass which is today in the field, and tomorrow cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek ye not, and seek not ye what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, neither be of doubtful mind. For all things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that you have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, God, we just thank you one more time, Lord, for the opportunity.
Yes, Lord.
God, to stand up here, Lord, in this sacred place. And God, we just pray, Lord, you just take and use this old flesh, God, and God, take and put your word out, God, what needs to be put out, God, and delivered to those ears and those hearts that need to hear tonight. God, we love you tonight. Lord, we feel so unworthy. Lord, but we're thankful, God, that we're one of your children. Just take and bless these words. Now, God, we'll thank you for all you do in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. You know, there's so many things in this life that we tend to take time to make plans on. You know, we take time to make plans to do this or do that. We can set aside time to plan what we're going to do. If we're going to the grocery store, if we're going to go to the shopping, or what we're going to do. But the important things of life, sometimes we skip over. We forget to take the time to make sure that those things are right. You know, we look back in, through the summer, you know, we all take vacations. We all sit down and our families will get together and we'll begin to talk about who wants to go where. And you've got some of your kids that want to go to Disney World, and you've got some that want to go to the beach, and some that want to go here, and some want to go there. And so you get together as a family, and you sit down and you discuss where you're going to go and what you're going to do. And you've got a decision to make through this time, you know, maybe 2 months before you're going to get ready to go on vacation. And you've got a decision to make. You've got to figure out, and most of the time it falls on the parents, and they've got to figure out where we're going to go. You know, this wants to go here, this wants to go here. Where are we going to go? And you've got to sit down and you've got to put all these things together as you're figuring on it, and you've got to figure out exactly how things are going to work out. You've got to figure out your travel time. You've got to figure out the expense of the gas, the expense of the eats, all the things that are involved in what you're going to do. And a lot of times in life we don't do that for a Christian life. A lot of times in life, our Christian life, we don't sit down and try to figure out, if I commit this sin here, if I do this, what's it going to cost me? Well, I'll tell you tonight, friend, to go out and to sin. If you go out and you do wrong, don't think for 1 minute you're going to get by with it. God will not overlook one thing that's wrong, that's done wrong. He will not overlook one sin in your life that He don't know about. He knows everything you do. He knows every thought you have. And we've got to make sure that we're walking daily, that we're making these plans, that we're trying to make sure that we've got everything in order. Not that what's going to work out good for us, but what's going to work out good for God. We've got to know that everything that we're doing is going to be a benefit to glorify God.
Amen.
But we'll take all this time and we'll figure these things up, and we'll get our plans together. You know, we're going to be leaving here in 2 months, so we'll have everything figured up, and then we'll have to call. We'll have to get a reservation made on a motel room or wherever we want to stay, and we've got to know where we're going to be when we get there, and we've got to know that everything's going to be ready, because it's an awful place to get down. You get in your car and you drive 500-600 miles or whatever you go, wherever you're going, and you call, you make your reservations, and you get going down the road, and they have mailed you a piece of paper in the mail to give you a reference number or whatever, where you've rented that room out, and so you're going down the road on your trip looking for a good time, Brother Burns. If you're about 100, 150 miles away from the house, you're thinking, Melissa has got all this stuff together for me. You know, about 100, 150 miles down the road, you look at her and say, Melissa, you did remember to bring that reservation thing they said is right. No, Burn, I was getting everything else together, and I forgot to pick that up. So what do? We just get the thought in our mind, well, it's just a piece of paper. It's just something they sent us. So what we'll do, we'll go on down, and we'll not take it with us. When we get down there, I'm sure everything will be all right. We can give them our name and stuff, and let them know what we did and when we did it, and what we put it on or how we paid for it, and everything will be okay. Anybody ever went on a trip like that, got to where you was going and found out that really you didn't have a room?
Yep.
Have you ever planned a trip and really got there? You're all excited, the kids are all excited, and they're thinking, boy, we're in for a good time this week. We're going to have fun, and things are going to be great. And then you get there and you realize that those reservations that we made, that we thought we had made, are no longer no good. See, that's what happens with us in our Christian life sometimes. We go and we take and we put so much stuff in to try to be a good Christian.
Bless the Lord.
You say, what is a good Christian, Brother Johnny? What is a good Christian? Is it not someone that goes out and does good? Is it not someone that loves their family and comes to church every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night? We get involved in all the things going on in the church.
Help him, Lord.
Is this not what a good Christian does?
Bless him.
That's what a good Christian does, but that's not what makes you a good Christian.
Amen.
You've got to have that love of God. You've got to belong to God
Amen.
and be one of His children. And then when you go to do these things, it's good. But if you're trying to get out and do these things just to earn a way, just to earn that free pass into that city that God has prepared for us, then we're missing something. It's like a phone call you made to the motel room. You call them, you said, look folks, me and my family are coming down, we're going to be down there for a week, and I just need to make sure we've got a room ready.
Bless him, God.
And then when you get there, you find out that things are not like you expect them to be. The hopes and the plans that you have all been blown away. Why is it? Why is it that this happened? It's because that we failed. We failed to make sure that we did what we needed to do, and we had the right stuff and the right people to get everything took care of. It doesn't matter what we do in this life, we can do all good things. You can hug Pastor Burns' neck 7 days a week. You can tell Sister Melissa you love her 7 days a week. But until we become a true part of the family of God, we're going to find out that reservation that we think we've got is not going to be there.
Bless him.
It's going to be put aside somewhere. We're not going to be able to go into that place that Jesus said, I'll go prepare a place for you. And there where I am, you'll be able to be also. But we've got to work. And we've got to make sure. And don't get me wrong on that work deal. I'm not saying you're going to work your way in. What I'm saying, because, you don't work your way into heaven. But when you get saved, when you truly get saved, and you're a child of God, then you've got a desire to want to be part of God's family. You've got a desire to want to be in God's house. You've got a desire to want to do good to people and try to help everyone you can. But we forget, a lot of times we forget who's in charge. We forget that God holds things in His hands. And it doesn't matter what you want to sit back and believe. If you know that you're wrong in stuff you've done, and you sit back and the preacher is preaching and, it just, everything seems good. Right here is where you know it. It's not a head thing, Brother Barnes. We've got to clear our thoughts sometimes and let our hearts speak. But we've got to know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that our reservations are laid up. We've got to know that when that call was made at that altar that day, when you bow before God and you accept His forgiveness, He cleansed you and He made you whole. Your reservation was set, and you've got to know, beyond a shadow of a doubt. I've seen people that have come and got down and said they got saved and you never seen them again. And that's hard for me to believe. I don't believe that you can come in and get saved this morning and never show back up in God's house again. It just don't reflect the thing. Do you not believe that people can be misled? I think if you get your heart right with God and you're truly saved and you're a child of God and you know wrong from right. Yes, the devil can deceive you. He can lead you wrong. But there's also a little pound in this heart here that lets you know that there's something needs to be changed.
Blessing God.
So we just need we need to get out and forget about what we think, forget about what the preacher thinks, forget about what our next door neighbors think. See, we're in a personal relationship. It's a personal relationship between you and God.
Amen.
My wife can't stand in for me. I can't stand in for my wife. The pastor can't stand in for Brother Quinn. Brother Quinn, you can't stand in for the pastor. It's personal. It's personal. It's got to be between you and God and nobody else. And you can you can try to jiggle around, take it, and try to make anything you want to out of it. But when it comes down to the bottom line, it'll all stand to be the same. And it'll be between you and God. When you stand that day at the judgment seat, will it be the white throne judgment, the judgment seat of Christ? There'll only be one person there that's going to be looking at it, and that's you. They're not going to be trying to find fault in anybody else, but they're going to be looking at you. So we need to make sure that we've got that relationship with God that we need to have. We need to make sure that we're in a spot. And I'll just be honest with you, I mean, there's a lot of times that I fail. I mean, I come up short. I do. And it breaks my heart when I fail. And I know I failed God. It breaks my heart. I get this guilt feeling, and my heart just pounds away. And I don't have to stop and call somebody and say, hey, I did this or I did that. You think it, everything's all right between me and God? There ain't nobody can give me that answer.
That's right.
When this old heart quits quivering, when it quits beating, when I get a peace between me and God, then I know that I'm okay. But I call Brother Vern and talk to him all day long. Say, Vern, I sinned this morning. Can you take care of it? No. Not Brother Vern's place.
Blessing God.
Brother Vern carried our loads.
Yeah.
He carried a lot of things for us in the church. You have a loved one pass away. Who do you call? Call Brother Vernon.
Bless you.
Call Sister Melissa. Why is it their duty? People say, well, he's pastor of the church, he ought to be the one that does these things. It's not their duty, it's because they love you. It's why they're there for you. It's because they care about you, and they want to see you do good. It's why they come and do what they do. But we've got to appreciate them. We've got to appreciate what God uses them for. I've been to a church before that lost a pastor, and was without a pastor for a year and a half. That's not a good spot for the church to be. So you got to be proud. You got to be backing, stand up and give your pastor everything you can give him to help him. He loves you, and you've got to love him.
Bless you.
And God loves you, and you've got to love him.
Amen. Amen.
So let's just take it. You know, the rich man, like was reading here, he had it all. You know, he doesn't figure it out, man. I have got all this stuff coming in, and my barns are full, and they're not big enough to hold everything. So what I can do, I'll just tear down and start building bigger. I'll tear down and make room for more of what God blessed me with. What would have been wrong with this side? What if that rich man, rather than said that, Brother Bird, what if he would have said, you know, I've got all I need here, and I know lots of families over here don't have anything. I know a lot of people here don't have anything. I've got all this stuff, so I'm just going to take what I've got and give to them to help them. But see, he didn't think that way. He thought, well, I'm doing well. I'm being blessed. I've got all this. I'll just build bigger. We think about us instead of thinking about what God would have us to do. And then we take and we always count tomorrow. What we're going to do next week? What we're going to do next month? What we're going to do next year? We better figure out what we're going to do right now. Right now is the appointed time. It's not tonight, it's not tomorrow, it's not next week. God told this young man here. The young man said, I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much good laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. And that's what a lot of times in this life here we think about. Everything's going good. I've always said that's the reason that the Bible speaks that the love of money is the root of all evil. It can. The love of money can destroy a good Christian. Now don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having money. Everybody needs a lot of it. But it's when you take that money and you start putting debt before God and everything else. But God give him an answer. And God said to him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. See why I'm talking? Right now, this very minute that you've got is the only guarantee that God has given you. It's the only guarantee that you've got time to make whatever you need to make right. Right.
Amen. Amen.
We worry about what things are going to happen, what things, of course, it's just the old human nature to sit around and worry. Just the old human nature to worry about what's going to happen with this or that. So God said, you may not even be here. Have to worry about it. Think about it right now. Right now is when I'm blessing you. Think about that. Don't let your worries come and take over and take your joy that I'm trying to give you. And it'll do it. The worries of this world will eat up the joys that God gives us if we allow it. It will take and eat it up. But we just need to know. We just need to know that reservation is made. Verse 32. This is what God said. He said, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Fear not, because it's God's pleasure. In this reservation, if you've made it with Him, He's got all things laid up. All things are set. And Jesus said, I'll go prepare a place for you. And if I go prepare a place for you, I will come again and to receive you to myself. That where I am, there you can be also.
Amen.
You think Jesus lied to us? No. No more than he did today. They were crucifying him. And he let the disciples know that in 3 days, my Father will raise me up.
Amen.
I'm glad he tells us the truth and all he tells us. And I'm glad we've got him to depend on. Because without him, Paul, I don't know where we'd be.
Amen.
Without him, Nita, when these troubles in life come up, I don't know who we turn to. See, you can turn to the pastors, the preachers, or whoever. But if it wasn't for God, then we wouldn't have no control of it.
Amen.
Love you, Pastor. Love one another. But most of all, about all other things, love God himself because God loves you.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
I love you tonight. I hope this message helped you. Just remember that we all like the looks of money, but this poor rich man let money come in and get in his way. And God said, you're not going to need any of it after the night because you'll be out of there. I love you, appreciate you, and hope God's word helps you with something. Brother Murray.